This is Jeff Scott Soto, and you are at the Ozone. Turn it up, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, rockers and rivet heads, there we go. Nothing but the best for you here at the Ozone. And you just heard the latest from Jeff Scott Soto, and that is Damage Control. That was the title track, Damage Control, right there. And what can I say but, damn, that is some good stuff, man. But you know what? When you've got someone like JSS, you expect nothing but the best, and undoubtedly he delivers. And I have the honor today of being able to speak to the one, the only vocalist extraordinaire, Mr. Jeff Scott Soto. How you doing, brother, man?
Dude, I don't know if I'm worthy of an introduction like that, but thank you. That's awesome.
Oh, you are worthy, my man. You are worthy. Hey, man, that Damage Control, now that title track and this release, wow, man, there's a huge buzz about this.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, you know what? It feels really good. That track it's one of my favorites. One of the reasons I call the album Damage Control, and it kind of it reminds me of my days with Talisman and what we were doing with, you know, that style of music and that genre, and it just rock and roll, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Now, speaking of genres, what would you consider this, man? I mean, you know, Jeff, everybody, man, all the powers that be, the management, the PR, everybody, they're putting labels and categories and genres on things. So what do you call it? Is this just straight up rock to you?
Well, that particular one, I would just consider that hard rock. You know, it kind of fits that category that could fit on the same format as like Van Halen and
right.
Extreme and bands like that. You know, it's just good hard rock music, and there's no real genre. I like to put a lot of melody in there. I like to put a lot of muscle and some good guitar solos, and that's what you get.
Oh, most definitely, man, most definitely. And now the writing on this, you do the lyricism, right?
Yeah, I write the lyrics and the melodies on pretty much the entire album, okay. And the music was collaborated and given to me by all the guys that I actually went to and asked to be a part of this album.
Oh wow, man! And no, let me go a little more in depth into some of the music, man. Some of the writing here, like Damage Control, for example. Is this something, Jeff, that comes across from based on personal experience, or is this a fictional tune?
Well, it's kind of a little bit of both. I mean, I especially on this album, I started with personal things that I'm going through, that I've seen or that I'm dealing with, and I don't necessarily like to write autobiographies when I write lyrics. And especially because usually you don't have a complete song, you don't have a complete you just have a basic topic to run with. So for the most part, I'll just take the premise from something that I might have actually dealt with or lived through myself, and then I'll elaborate on it from there just to be able to complete the song.
Oh, okay. And as with a lot of artists, there's always a lot of ambiguity with anything you write, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you got to have that because, especially, I mean, I think somebody counted recently when I was doing some interviews. They said my voice is featured on about 60 albums at this point, and that's a lot of writing. That's a lot of music to try to be creative and original. And at some point, you got to start looking for other areas to be able to tap into for resources. Yeah.
And so, what is the key, man, to longevity in this industry? What's the key to not burning out?
Man, persistence. Persistence is one of them. But just the fact that I'm just so grateful and humbled to be here, you know, that I can call what I do for a living is something I really love to do, right. and that I'm grateful that I get, you know, people like you and people that listen to your show that give me the chance to do what I do. You know, it's a charmed life if you're able to do it, and I'm just so happy to be able to do it, especially after all these years.
Well spoken indeed, brother, man. Yeah, and you know, we thank you as fans, man, for continuing down this path and doing what you're doing and giving us, man, some truly awesome music over the years.
Thanks, bro. You know, it's give and take as far as I'm concerned. Without you, you know, I wouldn't have the platform to do that in, and vice versa. You know, without the artist, you know, we wouldn't have that satisfaction, that joy that comes from the music. So it's a give and take that just goes hand in hand through the years.
Oh yeah, man, that's a wonderful attitude to have right there. I mean, you know, a lot of people that are in your position, man, and by your position, I mean people that have been around the world, people that are selling, you know, albums still and able to make a living off of it. Once you get to that point, there's a lot of egos, man, but it sounds like you're still grounded, brother, man.
Man, you know, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I'm not a household name and I, you know, sold millions of records and people around the world know who I am, or if it's just the fact that that's just how my mom raised me. But it's my attitude, and it'll always be that way.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, though, man, you are a household name. You definitely are around my house.
Right on, bro. I appreciate that.
And I don't go into any houses that don't know you.
That's fucking cool. Oop, I don't know if I can curse on this.
Oh, you can curse all you want, brother, man. No problem, man. All right, well, cool. Well,
Everything goes these days, huh?
Right, man. I mean, everything's getting wilder and wilder, man. With technology, Jeff, these days, man, it's hard to just, you know what? I think a lot of conservative attitudes are starting to go out the door because technology is opening it up to the reality and the bluntness and the honesty of what's really going on everywhere.
And that's important, man. I hate when you got to sugarcoat life, when you got to portray a picture that it ain't the real picture, just because you don't want to offend people or you're trying to bring other people into your picture. I think you should be who you are, and if you offend somebody, then they're not for you. They should just turn the channel and look the other way.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody in the world, and honesty is the best policy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man, most definitely. And again, well spoken, man. A lot of people don't believe that. Me, I'm not one to mince words, man, and it's often got me into trouble. But I'm also not looking to attack anybody, Jeff. You know what I mean? I mean, being honest, I guess, is the best policy, like you said. But now with your work, man, you've released some material with different bands over the years, and I'm really a huge fan. I'm not blowing smoke here. Again, I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm a big fan, man, of a lot of what you've done up to today. So when you're coming up with new material now, what do you do, man? Personally, your writing process. I want to know you more as a writer now, more as a musician. So let's find out when you're putting something together, like Damage Control, for example, or anything on this release. What's behind your thought process, man? Well, I mean, what's going by in your head when you're creating a song?
Well, especially in my solo career, I want to just be able to portray. I want to be honest with where I'm at and what I'm feeling at that point. My last solo album didn't fare too well with my hard rock audience because it was something that portrayed a lot of the genre that I grew up with and that I actually still listen to today musically.
Right. Are you referring to the live release there?
No, Beautiful Mess. The last album, Beautiful Mess. It was more. It had a lot of Seal and Lenny Kravitz. It was a rock album, but it was more of a pop album. You could play this album on the same stations as Bruno Mars and stuff like that than you could something like Damage Control.
Right.
And so my audience didn't really grasp onto it, but I was just honest. I wanted to do an album like this for the longest time, and that's where I felt at the time. And fast forward a couple of years after that album, I felt like I wanted to rock again. So that's why I decided to do an album like Damage Control that kind of took me. It kind of took the listener to a lot of the different genres that they know me from, that they expect of me, and I made an album that I actually would listen to if it wasn't me singing on it.
Hey, man, there you go. I like that, man. I like that. That puts a different twist on it. Interesting. And yeah, on Damage Control, man, you kind of run the gamut here, man. There's all kinds of ranges here. I mean, there's rockers, there's ballads, there's the introspective, and then there's the fictional, man. So you've got all the bases covered.
Well, right on. I appreciate that you hear that, man. The crappy thing is, there's a 14-song edition of this album that's going to be out there, and that's the actual vision I had for this album. You probably only have the 11-song edition. You're getting the cheese with a few holes in it. You're getting the Swiss cheese version of the album. The 14-song edition is the true vision of what I had for this, and it's got some rockers on there that'll rip your head off. That I guess the label didn't feel should have been on this version, but
wow.
If the people that want to listen to this album spend the extra couple bucks, you're going to get some songs that you're really going to dig into. On top of there's a DVD on the album that has a few videos. There's an EPK where I'm talking about all the guest appearances and how the songs were written, and it's just a really cool packaging for an extra couple bucks, and
wow.
you get more bang for your buck. So I'm really hoping that people that want to listen to this album actually go for the deluxe edition.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm sure they will. I know I'm already anxious about getting that. Most definitely. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you more details on being able to grab, pre-order this release, and of course grab that too as we go along. Jeff, let's jump into a song here real quick, brother man, and we'll come back and chat some more. Is that cool?
You got it, yeah.
All right, Damage Control. That's the name of the release. Jeff Scott Soto. That is the way cool dude we are talking to. And you just heard Afterworld. That's a rocker, brother.
Man, that sounds good on air, doesn't it?
Oh, hell yeah, man. I love that. You know, one of the best ways I get to check out a song, Jeff, is, I don't know about you, man, but I jump into a car and I put it into my car because the acoustics are always just wonderful in there. So I cranked this up in there and I was like, wow, man, amazing. You just totally blew that one out of the water.
Thank you, bro. You know, it's kind of dangerous when I'm listening, when I'm actually reviewing when we're mixing the album, I do the same thing. You know, you take it to your car, you know your car speakers better than any other speakers in your vicinity. You know what things are supposed to sound like, what you expect them to sound like. So when we're mixing albums, you always refer to the car stereo. But it's always better to do it when the car's stationary, because every time I'm reviewing songs and I'm really digging into it, I actually look at the speedometer. I'm going, oh, geez, I'm going like 25 miles over the speed limit. you get so into it, man, and you crank it up, and especially a song like that, it's easy to just forget that you're actually driving.
Right, man. Of course, because I mean, just the passion and the energy takes you, man, and it goes all the way down, all the way to the pedal, right? All right, well, cool deal, man. Hey, Jeff, we've got a question here. What I do is, before the interview, I put out a message on some of our social networks, and we let one of our fans ask you a question. So let me go ahead and throw that to you, okay?
Got it.
This is actually from Jeffrey Davis, who sent us this question. Yeah, Jeffrey, big shout out to you. And he wanted to know, what is the most rewarding project you've worked on to date?
I would have to say Talisman, because aside of my solo career, Talisman is the one thing that meant the most to me, because and had the most history. That, you know, we had 19 years together as a band until we lost our creator and founder. You know, he took his own life a few years ago, and that band it started off as a one-off, and it turned into a 19-year run, and I have so many memories and so many amazing recordings and albums from this band that I'm just really proud of, and I would have to say that's probably the answer to that one.
All right, well, there you go. All right, well, thank you, Mr. Davis, for sending that one in for Jeff. All right, cool deal. And now, live, I know that not too long ago, matter of fact, it may have been right prior to this one, I don't have your discography in front of me, but you had that live in Madrid, right?
Yeah, that was in 2009 that came out.
Right,
well, actually... Yeah, I don't know if it came out in 2009, but we did it in 2009 on the Beautiful Mess tour. Right.
Now, one of the things I really loved about that release was that's going back to what you mentioned earlier, Jeff, with the range and a lot of different things. Now, there was a lot of different things on that. That wasn't a straight up rocker, but it wasn't a straight up pop album either. That, I think, really showcased a lot of what you can do, man. Is this typical, or does this epitomize your live shows, or is that variety available in all your live shows?
I try to mix it up as much as possible with the live shows, because, you know, exactly like you said, I have so many projects and so many albums and so many songs and so many different walks of life. My body of work just speaks for itself, and it's really actually difficult to hone in on exactly what I'm going to put together for a live set. Especially as a solo artist, I got 5 solo albums now that I could draw from, and I could go out there and just play songs from that and leave all the other stuff behind, but I have such a vast history of things that I don't tour with anymore. That, you know, Steve Lukather goes on his solo tours. He doesn't do any Toto stuff, but that's because Toto's still in existence. So he saves the Toto stuff for when he does that. But I got bands like Talisman and Soul Circus and even the Rockstar stuff that isn't in existence. So I'd be missing the boat if I didn't pull those resources into my live set as well as doing my solo stuff. So yeah, I like to diversify the entire set and give people a little something what they expect to see if they saw me with any one of those bands.
Oh, okay. And now, do you play any instruments?
I do. I basically play everything that you hear on the albums, but I don't do them all too well. So when I'm doing the live stuff, I pretty much just primarily like to stick with singing. Uh-huh. But on the albums, I'm usually playing most of the keyboards on the album, on my solo albums, as well as I got a few bits here and there where I'm playing guitar and bass.
Oh, okay. So you're more prolific on vocals and in the songwriting field.
Pretty much, yeah. I like I said, I like to leave the professional stuff to the professionals.
Right.
And
okay.
If I'm writing a song on the guitar, you know, I can kind of tinker around with it and pull it off and make sure that the idea comes across. But when it actually comes to performance, I'd rather a guitar player play it the way a guitar player should.
Right. Okay. There you go. I can agree with that, man. Most definitely. So, would you consider yourself, Jeff, more of a singer that writes or a writer that sings?
Oh, definitely a singer that writes. I mean, I started my career, my life singing in cover bands before I could actually even write a lick. So, you know, as far as I was concerned, I was always a front man. I was always the guy that wanted to entertain and the one that always wanted to impress people with the voice more so than with the songwriting.
Right. Okay. Interesting. And now I'm curious about this, bro. We've asked you about what's your rewarding experience, and I can definitely understand your response on that. So how about let's go to the other end of the spectrum, man. Is there a big regret in your career?
You know what? I try not to live my life with any regrets, because in life you get a lot of mistakes. You get a lot of things that you could have or should have done different, but you wouldn't know that you should have done it or would have done it different unless you did it wrong. So damage control is exactly that theme. You make a positive out of a negative, and without having any regrets, you learn from those mistakes, and you make sure you don't turn around and do them again. And so, no, I don't have any regrets. There's nothing I would go back and change, because I wouldn't know that by doing it the wrong way that I had to do it the right way later.
Oh, wow, man. Interesting.
Pretty introspective, huh?
Very introspective, yeah, man, yeah. I'm gonna have to listen to that twice, Jeff. Well, cool deal, man. You know, you're definitely prepared, man. You know your stuff. You definitely, you know, as far as a musician goes, wow. Now, as a vocalist, you've been with so many different projects, and there's so many different styles, man, and stuff like that. So I can assume that in the future is wide open for you, man, and you're not really knocking anything out. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing you on more and more, perhaps some movie soundtrack stuff, man. You've got a voice that really fits that type of thing.
Man, I want to get more into that stuff. It's hard to get your foot in the door, but once you do, they just kind of open for you. And it's been a while since I've done that kind of stuff. I'd love to get back into it eventually, but right now I'm just focusing on the present, and damage control is the present.
Right, definitely, man. And now, damage control. What's the info on that? Give us the 411.
As far as what?
When,
like tour?
Yeah, when people can get it, when we will be touring.
Sorry, yeah. Well, the album in the U.S. is coming out on the 27th, which is, I guess it's a week from Tuesday. Okay. It's coming out in Europe on the 23rd, so they're only a few days apart. But I'm about a week away from countdown here.
All right.
Once that launches, this is why I'm on the promotional trail, and I get to talk to good people like you to help me spread the word around.
All right. Well, there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make it easy for you, okay? There's a link underneath this interview. If you click on that link, it'll take you over to the JSS official website, okay? Once you're there, don't forget, bookmark it. Put it on your favorites list so you can visit often and check up what's going on the latest with Jeff Scott Soto. And, of course, you can also pre-order Damage Control. Do that while you're there, and don't forget, please, don't be greedy. Buy a copy for your friends, okay? You wanna you wanna definitely spread the good stuff, right, Jeff?
Well, you know what? It's a new world, man. It's a new age with digital downloads and all that stuff. And I get it. I get why people download things. I get why people feel like they want to get their music for free. But I also know that there's a lot of good people out there that will download it for free, and if they really like it, they'll go out and buy it, because it's almost like they want to preview it before it's try before you buy it, and I can't blame them for that. They're going to go out and do what they got to do, but you know what? If you like it, support it. Buy it, support it, own it, have your own copy of it, and then of course come see it live and support the artist, because without you, we can't exist, and without us, you don't get your music. So, like I said earlier, it's the give and take that goes both ways.
Oh, hell yeah! There you go, man. Spoken very well from one of the guys out there in the business, people. Now he knows what he's talking about. So, definitely we want to go out and support the artist, okay? Because they do make the soundtrack for our lives, okay? Everything we do, everything you do, there's some song behind it, okay? There's something you remember, a time in your life, something you did. There's always something you can associate with the music. So, yeah, go out and support the music, okay? Pre-order Damage Control. And like I said, buy some extra copies and spread it out. I mean, Jeff, let's be honest, bro. If somebody comes up to you, man, why couldn't I say that? And they give you a CD, bro, and say, hey, check out this music, man. I mean, is that not a cool thing?
Absolutely, man. Of course, it's a beautiful. I mean, especially I'm going to extend on what you were just talking about, because you're saying that the artists and the musicians come up with the soundtracks of your lives. I mean, it couldn't ring more true. There's so many things in my life that I wouldn't be here as a musician if they weren't in existence. There's so many bands and things that I was influenced by, and if I could be even responsible for one person that listens to what I'm doing and listens to anything that I've ever done and says, I want to be a singer just because I saw this guy, that's how we just keep paying it forward, man. It's a recycling process of, you know, there's, like you said, there could be a 12-year-old, 14-year-old kid listening to something for the first time going, oh my God, that's blowing my mind. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And that is more important than anything in the world, you know, that we keep progressing and moving forward, and the music just keeps turning out, you know, to the future.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Music, it's our therapy, it's our information, it's our entertainment. Music is a cure-all, man. It's basically does it all for us. So, you know, Jeff, you are definitely, undoubtedly, brother, man, one of the best in the business, man. I consider you a definite legend in the industry, and I can't, you know, express how honored I have been to be able to speak to you today, man.
That kicks ass, bro. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Well, I thank you for your time. You're truly a wonderful musician. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard some of the music. We kicked this whole thing off with Damage Control. We went into Afterworld, and now you've heard it, so it speaks for itself, okay? I can talk all I want about it. Jeff can talk all he wants about it. But ultimately, the music speaks for itself, right, bro?
Couldn't say it any better myself.
All right, well, there you go. And I know the music said volumes, ladies and gentlemen. So spread the word. Tell everybody else about Jeff Scott Soto's latest release, Damage Control. Jeff, I thank you, man, and you will come back and talk to me in the future, right, brother, man?
Absolutely, man. We got a lot more to talk about later.
All right, excellent, man. And now let's leave them with one last tune, because that's how I do things. You want me to pick it, or you want to choose it, Jeff?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have you play one of my favorite tracks on the album. The very first song on the album, Give a Little More.